Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at, well, basically how you can complete the Hybrid Saiyans mission for the Stage 6 against Super Saiyan Gohan Teen of the movie edition's Supreme Magnificent Battle. Basically, to cut a long story short, it's really quite straightforward when it comes to the build. And I say that meaning essentially, we are kind of, how can I say, manipulating or working around the two-turn buff of the Trunks and Goten unit. So the physical Trunks and Goten unit, when there is a Goten kid or a Trunks kid or a Krillin, basically provides a two-turn 30% buff. Most Goten and Trunks kids, especially ones at 100%, should be built with quite a bit of additional in mind, and so in theory should be able to fire multiple supers. This in turn means multiple 2-turn 30% raises to attack and defense. Having one of them in each rotation, constantly activating this buff, should boost the rest of our unit's performance to the point where we should be able to handle this event. The rest of the team is pretty straightforward and follows a pretty set routine. Everything up until the last stage, your rotations will be one rotation physical Trunks and Goten alongside the Trunks, the Inter-Trunks. The other rotation will be physical Trunks and Goten alongside the AGL Gohan. Then you will float the Tech Trunks, the Int Goten, and you will float the Tech Gobros. Now, where are your weak points? Okay, well, your first weak point is Int Trunks. Int free-to-play Trunks is great, by the way, and when I say weak points, I mean he is entirely reliant on his evasion. There is the odd situation where it's going to fail. When that does happen, you can potentially be in trouble. However, when it doesn't happen, he is amazing. He is a ridiculous free-to-play unit. It is insane how good he did in this event. The amount of times he just dodged everything that was required. Yeah, took a little bit of damage here or there. There was one attack that we took early on from the physical Gohan that really kind of set us back, 280k or whatever. But in reality, we made it. And he really wasn't caught out that much. I think he was never caught out by a super, obviously, otherwise we would have failed to run. And he was handling normals very, very well. I think he's great. Full evasion build definitely helps. I mean, he's got really as much evasion as I could give him realistically, with maybe a little bit of defensive equips, but he's really, really good. The physical Goten and Trunks, when they get fully built up, they are such a hard carry for this event. It is ridiculous. It's basically on the back of their triple 30 mil crit supers that we managed to actually win this event. It is that insane. Plus, when you factor in that we're catering to their 30% attack and defense boost, this really starts to help out the rest of the team. AGL Gohan honestly didn't do as bad as I thought. Took him a while to get going, as it kind of does. But again, those 30% kind of boosts that we're getting, the multiple ones, especially when you're getting that triple super turn, is really helping him kind of keep up. And as long as you keep your health above that threshold, that guard, it keeps him safe, it keeps him going. He's also very helpful in the last phase, because you can lower the attack with Gohan in the strength phase, and so having that was very, very crucial to this, which helped a lot. Then we had the Tech Gobros. Look, listen, they are not the tankiest unit in the world, but once fully built up, they handle normals more than fine. Their damage was great at points, really helped finish off some characters. You do have to basically float them, but because Goten's in their name, he helps trigger the full unit super effect of the physical units. So it just worked out amazing there. And then we have the Tech and Int Goten Trunks units. And they're great because obviously, they have that additional damage reduction. And they pretty much can't die. They just run around in that third slot, being immortal little beings. But they really, really help. Good damage from the two of them. Look, they don't provide as much of a buff as maybe they could in like that first slot. But as floating third slot units, even with just the key that they provide, like even just the key that they give, I think is really, really, really impressive. And they really actually performed brilliantly for the most part. Damage reduction 50%, 30% extra when there is a Goten or Trunks in the lineup. That was activating obviously every turn because of the physical unit. So you were just like in the situation where they had 80% damage reduction. They're providing pretty much like this big boost in terms of like performance in the third slot, and they've got that big attack boost. So they were hitting with the 30% raises. Remember, they were hitting 16, 17 million crits, and it helps. Like obviously, you would like them to be maybe second or third or first slot where applicable. There were stages where, like for example, I considered putting Int Goten first slot. There was at the end when I activated the Whis, I contemplated putting the Tech Trunks in the first slot or the Int Goten in the first slot. You can do that, especially when the Whis is up, because then they effectively cannot take any damage, basically, which is amazing. That would help. Like that would have helped, but you don't have to do it. The only time things change in terms of rotation is the final phase. You just got to get flexible. Like you just have to adjust to what's necessary. You're going to be relying on evasion, so it can be frustrating. Your physical Goten Trunks could let you down. Your Int Trunks could let you down. Pretty much all your units to some degree could fail their evasion check, and then you're like kind of stuck. For me though, everything worked out fine. Obviously, we also had a Whis, so I kept that. I managed to keep that. You can use the Whis at any point. I used it in the beginning. Those multiple typings in the start is just too difficult for like AGL Gohan and Tech Gobros. Once you get past that first phase, when Tech Gobros is built up, AGL Gohan has fired a couple super attacks. Then they handle normals, and then things are like okay, and you don't have to panic so much. But it's really when like you are in a situation where you're not able to get there because you didn't use that item in the beginning against multiple enemies, then that's kind of stupid. So I made sure to use my items early on, rather secure myself good progress and getting past that first bit, and then saving my Whis for when I felt like I was in a troublesome situation. I will admit, I think there was a bit of RNG involved, as always when you use evasion heavy teams, and the final phase especially, you are so reliant on crits from the physical Goten and Trunks and your own physical Goten and Trunks. It is really insane. You could use the Strength Gohan. So if you have your own Strength Super Saiyan Gohan team, you could of course use him instead of a physical Trunks and Goten. And then you're not getting those double turn raises, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, a little bit of a shame. I mean, it really worked out great for the strategy. But you can adjust how you look at this team, how you look at all this builds and everything on your own accord. Like you can adjust as you see fit. For me, this build just worked, and it was nice because it gave me the ability to incorporate my Trunks, gave me the ability to incorporate some older EZAs. Gobros was here. I think it was actually a really, really fun run to do, and it was cool to try and meet the requirements this way with like a Kamehameha team, the physical Goten Trunks. I think it was cool. It's a really, I don't want to say unique. I mean, I'm sure plenty of people have done this build or will do this build, but I thought it was just a lot of fun to do this one, and obviously to try it out. I think it was just really, really cool. So that was great. That was a lot of fun. Any real adjustments I would make, like I said, if you've got a Strength Gohan, try and start him in somewhere. He can replace the AGL Gohan really, the AGL Super Saiyan Gohan quite easily. So look into doing that. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. It's always greatly appreciated. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. So until then, Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.